Hey everybody, this is Harrison again, and at the end of this video, you will have an awakening, a psychological awakening, and you will have a deeper understanding of human nature that will not only make you more persuasive in all of your interactions, but they will help you close more sales and, as a result, make more money. So you can be like this guy, whose name I won't say for legal reasons, and you're not going to be exactly like this guy. So more on that in a second. But on the side of my screen here, before we do any of that, I want to show you these are some of the results that I've helped other guys get with their businesses over and over and over again. You can pause and read them if you want, or you can go to ctsincubator.com to see even more. You got case studies on there as well. And along the way, I've sold millions of dollars for myself and for my clients. And before we start anything in this video, I want to make one thing 100% crystal clear. The psychological tricks, this is my disclaimer, the psychological tricks that I am sharing in this video are to be used ethically. That means don't lie. Don't be a high pressure boiler room scumbag. Don't be like these guys whose names I won't say for illegal reasons. Just be a normal, good person. Okay? That's all I ask. Don't sell to people who have no business buying what you're selling. Don't slam sales through like you're Michael Jordan jumping from the free throw line. Just be normal. Okay? Be a good person. That's all. That's all I ask. And with that, we'll jump right into it. And my psychological hack number one is what I call logic judo. Logic judo. And I put this one first because you hear all the time, you hear people say, people make purchasing decisions based on emotion. They make their decisions based on, it's an emotional decision, not a logical decision. And then people say this all the time. And it's true that emotion is a critical piece of the sales process, especially for B2C offers, even for B2B offers, because there's always some problem that the prospect has, and that problem creates some sort of pain for them. And pain is an inherently emotional experience for human beings, which everyone watching this is. But what most people miss is that once you've gotten to that emotional core with the prospect, logic becomes one of your most powerful weapons. So two things on this one. First, remember that the prospect's number one reason, assuming they have the problem that you solve and they want the outcome that you deliver, the number one reason that they don't buy from you, that they're not going to buy from you today, is risk. Risk, right there. They think it won't work, or they don't trust you, or they think it won't work for them because they're special snowflakes. Whatever it is, the risk outweighs whatever value for money they think they're getting from saying yes. Risk is playing in their mind on repeat during every single sales conversation that you're ever going to have with every single prospect ever. What if I pay my hard-earned money and nothing happens? Or what if it isn't good? Or what if it doesn't help? Whatever. So the second thing with this one, that's the first thing, is that they're thinking about risk. The second thing is, because they're thinking about risk, always include some form of risk reversal in everything that you sell, whether it's a service, even if it's a product, because these prospects are going to have their guards up. They're going to be like caged, scared possums, and they're afraid of the risk. So if you want to close more people, you have to take the risk away. You have to take the risk off of them and put it onto you, and be really explicit about this. This is what I say over and over. I say this multiple times in every sales conversation, word for word. I'm doing this because I'm taking the risk off of you and I'm putting it onto myself. And your risk reversal could look like a lot of different things, but the most common one I use these days is just this one right here. Is a 30-day, no questions asked, full refund satisfaction guarantee. If you aren't satisfied for any reason at all, in the first 30 days, just ask and I'll refund you right there on the spot. So once you've got those fundamentals in place, it's time to use our logic judo. And what this looks like in practice, this is my 3 possible futures logic. This is an example of how to use logic. This is 3 possible futures. Look, AI made this beautiful, beautiful thing for me. So what you do is you close them. You'll go into your close, the close section of your conversation, and you say, what do you think? You want to try this with me? So that's your close. And you say that, and most of the time they'll say something like, I don't know. I need to think about it a little bit. Let me think about it. Let me get back to you. So when they say that, what you're going to say is, yeah, no question. Absolutely. I get it. It's not a little decision. This is a life-changing thing. Well, if what you're selling is truly life-changing. So, and then you'll say, at this point, I've had enough of these conversations to know that the real question, the real thing that you're weighing right now is risk. Is that fair? So can I just tell you real quick how I think about risk when it comes to this type of stuff? And they'll say, yeah, I guess, I don't know, whatever they say, it doesn't matter. you'll go into it and you'll say, well, just real quick, how I normally frame risk for people at this point in the conversation, what I tell people who are struggling with it is this. There's only 3 possible things that can happen right now. There's only 3 possible futures for you. Future number 1, you'll say, sure, man, you know what? It's a yes, let's do it. And you're going to get everything you ever wanted, and everything is perfect. And you're going to tell everyone how great this thing was, and they should go do it too. That's future number 1. This like idyllic, I guess that's idyllic future city. I don't know. If you like living in cities. So that's future number 1. Future number 2, you say, you know what, man, it's a yes, let's do it. Let's get started. And then for whatever reason, something comes up, or it isn't the perfect fit, or the sky cracks open tomorrow and we can't complete the first 30, whatever it is. You try it for 30 days and it's not right, and you get your money back. And then basically what that means is you just got 30 days of free coaching or consulting or my service, whatever it is that you're doing. You just got it for free, and then you're kind of back where you were, except you probably learned some things. That's future number 2, which is like, this looks better to me anyway. But putting that aside, this is like a nice, like idyllic farmland. So that's future number 2. Future number 3, the only other possible future right now, the only other possible future for you in this situation is that you say no. And most of the times when people say no, what that really means is they wind up doing nothing. They wind up doing nothing to solve the problem that they came in here with in the first place, which just means 6 months from now, you're in the exact same place that you are today, only you're a little bit older, you're a little bit worse, and you're a little bit more discouraged. So what I say to people in this situation is there's only those 3 possible futures. Nothing else is possible. There's nothing else is possible. And only one of those futures carries any actual risk. The third one, the one where you say no and you wind up staying how you are. So that's what I say to people in your situation. So given all that, let's talk through it in real time. Let me help you think about it while we're here. What's your biggest concern with giving this a try with me? So there you go. There you go. That's how you use logic to help them justify their decision. And you prove to them logically that the only logical thing to do is start the work. There you go. That's your logic judo. And you can use AI to transcript that script and use it yourself and try it. It works. So there you go. Number 2, psychological hack number 2, use straw men. Straw men. So you might have seen above in the example I just gave, the example conversation that I just gave, I said normally how I tell people to think about risk at this point in the conversation, what I say to them is this: you have 3 possible futures. And what I was doing there is what I call using a straw man. So I'm not directly talking about the prospect. I'm not directly calling them out. I'm creating this straw man over here, and I'm pummeling into the straw man, not into the prospect. Big difference. So do this, and do it often. Do it when they give you an objection. Think back to somebody else with the same objection. You say, oh, yeah, Mike said the same thing. Yeah, here's what I told him. Or man, you remind me of Kelly, who had the exact same question. Here's what I told her. Because remember, they are scared caged possums. The only reason I say possum is because in college, as a prank, we trapped a possum in a rat trap and put it in one of our friends' showers. So when we woke up, there's a caged possum there. That's what your prospect is: a frightened caged possum. Except they're not. They're bad. They're good people, but they're frightened. They're frightened, and their guard is all the way up. Their blood pressure is all the way up. Their heart is racing. It would make their primary care doctor blush and write them an ACE inhibitor prescription on the spot. And if you call them out specifically when they're in that state of mind, the high blood pressure, scared, trapped animal state of mind, and you call them out specifically and you say, hey, here's why your words you just told me are stupid. If you do that, you're digging a deeper and deeper hole, and they're just going to retreat into their shell. So straw man it out. Point your eye of Sauron on somebody else while letting them get the picture in the meantime. All right. Hack number 2, use straw man. Hack number 3. This is a fun one. Hack number 3. It's a fun video too. I hope you enjoy it. This is number 3. Be a teammate, not a salesman. Be a teammate, not a salesman. So you've probably heard me saying over and over again when I say close in this video, where I think I've only said it once actually, but I say, do you want to do this thing with me? Do you want to try this thing with me? Do you want to give it a shot with me? Those are my favorite. Those are my most successful closes that I've ever used in any situation. And I say those words for a really specific reason, because another big doubt that people have subconsciously when they're contemplating buying something is that they're going to be all alone. They think they're going to be all on an island, and nobody wants to be alone, especially if they're doing something hard. So don't let them think for a single solitary second that they're going to be alone in this thing. So what I use what I call an assumptive we language throughout every conversation. What we are going to do is this. What we're going to see happen is this. You aren't going to be alone once we get started. Once you're my guy, you're my guy. That kind of stuff, you want to sprinkle that throughout the entire conversation, and then always close with, so what do you think? You want to do this thing with me? You want to do this thing with me, which is so much more powerful than are you ready to get started? Which is what most salespeople teach, which is stupid. You want to do this thing with me. All of a sudden, they've got a teammate. That's powerful. First, you want to get started, and they're like, I don't even know what to do. I'm alone. I'm on an island. That's terrible. Nobody wants that. You want to do this thing with me. That tiny little tweak will increase your close percentage on the spot. And you don't want to do anything else, and you'll make more money. Try it. All right. Number four. Hack number 4. This is another good one. Hack number 4. Be funny. Very simple. Be funny. Now, you may be saying, but Harrison, I'm not funny. I'm not funny at all. And you're right. You're probably not funny. But you don't have to be Eddie Murphy Raw in the 1980s level funny. You just have to be not so serious, and you have to be able to crack a joke every now and then or show a little bit of wit. Because again, if you've gotten one point from this video, I hope it's this. Prospects have their guard all the way up. They have their guard all the way up. And if you want to sell at volume and you want to sell consistently, you have to get that guard down. There is just no way around it. And humor is one of the most powerful ways to get people to drop their guard down. If you're a wooden dork, nobody's guard is down, and they're not even going to listen to you. And if you try and bluster and be this freaking pushy, tough guy, there's a very small minority of people who can pull that persona off. And even if you can pull it off, you're shutting yourself off to a massive portion of the market who will never be receptive to this type of selling. So lighten up. Crack a joke or two, and don't be overly self-deprecating. That's important. Don't just make fun of yourself unless you're already really famous or really edified somehow. But do find some wit to throw into the conversation. Go watch stand-up comedy videos. Go watch the Charisma on Command channel. That's a good place to start. Just freaking practice and stop expecting to not put any work into this and still get better without doing any work, because you have to put in the work. So get over it. Go practice. Learn how to be a little bit funny. Learn how to be a little bit charming and charismatic. And it's something that can be learned. Okay? That's hack number 4. And hack number 5, this might be the most powerful one on this list. Hack number 5 is urgency. Urgency. A sale only happens. This is some sales philosophy. A sale only happens when someone has a reason to take action. A reason. And the reason could be tiny or it could be huge, but they need some kind of reason. If you're 9% body fat, you're not going to buy weight loss coaching because you don't have a reason for it. It would be a waste of money. It would be illogical. 1 in a million might just do it because they're crazy, but you need some kind of reason to take the action. But that one reason is the bare minimum. That one reason is the bare minimum. If you want to make it even more powerful and more likely to close, you need to add a second reason. You need to add a second reason, and that is where urgency comes in. So they have the pain. They have the problem that you solve. They want the result. That's reason number 1, which is great. So they're close. They're great leads when they have that. But when you only have the one reason for somebody to take action, what's going to happen is people delay. People drag their feet. They kick tires, to put it in the common parlance. They think, oh, Harrison will be there later. I'll fix this problem later. And so then they wait and they wait and they wait, and 6 months go by and their life just gets worse. So if you want to help people make the right decision, people who have the problem that your product or service solves, you have to give them that second reason to do it now. The first reason they have the problem and they want the outcome is a reason to do it sometime, typically later in the future when they get over themselves. That's a reason to do it later. But the second reason is a reason to do it now. And you do that with urgency. And my favorite way to use urgency is with price increases. There's a few tactics here. These images are just nuts. Look at this. So I'm going to talk about a few of my favorite urgency tactics. And the first one is price increases. So this guy, he's running He's running because he doesn't want to miss out on the cheaper price because the price is going up soon. That was the prompt I gave the thing. Anyway, so I do this for everything that I've ever sold, ever. And I will do it for everything that I ever sell in the future. So the thing starts at a lower price and then it goes up forever. And even if it's only going up a few dollars every month or so, that's fine. And you should be raising your prices anyway, by the way, if for no other reason than because of inflation. So when you're having a sales conversation with someone and they're waffling or they ghost you, if it's a text-based follow-up, you just mentioned, for example, you'll say something like, and for what it's worth, the price for this service goes up in 48 hours. I'll honor what we quoted you if you're ready to do this thing now. So what do you think? You want to do this with me? And I do this with everything, like I said, even if it's my cheap paid community on School, which there's a link in the description, which if you join now, you get the lowest price ever because it goes up all the freaking time. But you can lock in whatever it is now. So lock it in now and never pay more than what you pay today. And I do this with my high ticket one-on-one stuff too. The price is always increasing for everything forever. End of story. Another way to use urgency is with limited supply. This one over here. Limited supply. And everybody knows this one, but you say, I can only take 4 people right now, or I'm closing enrollment of new clients after the next 5 people sign up. So you're just using scarcity at this point to give them that second reason to move their butt and change their life. And another one that less people know about, but that I've used really effectively, is what I call the takeaway. That's the middle one here. He's taking candy from a baby, is what I told it to do. The takeaway. And this is really useful for leads that you have a conversation with. And you let them get away with saying, yeah, let me think about it. They go think about it, and then they just start ghosting you. So maybe you've already used the price increase urgency. They still ghost you. A powerful psychological trick in this instance is to just tell them that you're taking away their chance. And the way you do this is you send them a short message saying, hey, Jesse, thanks for taking the time to talk about my service. I want to let you know I'm closing the book on this conversation and moving on. Take care. The takeaway. Powerful. Because all of a sudden they're like, whoa, no. I've used this so many times. And what you'll see is they're going to respond back immediately saying, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I was so bad about responding. Let's do it. Try it. You don't believe me? Try it. And you'll see. Okay. So those are a few urgency tactics. Last thing on urgency. One way to do it that a lot of people teach is offering discounts, like limited time discounts. And I've literally never in my life offered a discount on anything ever. If I have, I don't remember it, especially not something that's like a product that I'm driving traffic to where there's like a page where they can buy on the page. And the reason I don't do it is because I don't want to train my audience that my stuff ever goes on sale, because it doesn't. I don't even really want bargain hunters buying my stuff in the first place because it's just competing on price, which is a loser's game. And my stuff is premium, even my cheaper stuff. And I'd much rather start cheap and raise the price forever than start at a price and then be forced to discount it in order to make sales. And if you're an e-com or something, yes, discounts work, but it's always going to have a reputational cost associated with it to your business. Instead, what I like to use are limited time bonuses. Limited time bonuses. So you buy now and you get X thing for free, which is the same urgency effect, but it's not going to cheapen your product and it's not going to promote bargain hunting behavior from your customers. Okay. So that's it. Those are the 5 hacks. If you like this video, I've got a ton more hacks. So if you like this one, tell me in the comments, leave a comment, like the video, click subscribe. If you want to see more from me, I would really appreciate that. You'll see a cool little animation when you do it. You're going to want to see that. I'll wait. You can click subscribe now. I'll wait. And when you do it, you see what I'm talking about. It'll be worth it. So thank you for that. Leave a comment. If you want more of these videos, or if you have any questions, I'll answer every comment. Appreciate you guys. Talk to you next time.